Well, if you want to sing out, sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. 'Cause there's a million things to be, you know that there are.
A 19-year-old Harold, a young man obsessed with death, meets eccentric 79-year-old Maud at a stranger's funeral. The two form a bond, and Maud introduces Harold to the general anarchy of living in the moment and living life to the fullest. Despite Harold's mother's attempts to introduce him to a younger woman, which is what she thinks is appropriate, Harold falls in love with Maud and wishes to marry her. On her 80th birthday, Maud poisons herself in the belief that 80 is the proper age to die. By the time Harold gets Maud to the hospital, it is too late. Harold finds the truth about life at the end of hers.
A major theme in the movie is the uncommon relationship between Harold and Maud. The part that strikes odd in this relationship is the age difference between the two. This dyadic relationship between Harold and Maud involved the sharing of affect, concerns, and interests, and had little focus on age, which usually plays a large influence in friendship formation and maintenance. Most friendships are formed between persons of similar age. This tends to be due to one particular constituent, homophily. Homophily is the tendency for individuals to associate with similar others. Harold and Maud stepped over the societal boundary and established a loving and healthy friendship. There exists a stereotype that age-discrepant friendships and relationships can only exist in a family context between elderly and younger individuals. This movie, rather than feeding that still existing stereotype, used comedic relief to portray the existence of a healthy age-dissimilar relationship. Harold and Maud come together due to a common characteristic and activity. This was the fascination with death and attending funerals. As the movie further progresses, the difference in cohorts and age plays a pinnacle role in the maintenance of the friendships. Harold and Maud are both able to show each other, in their own ways, the enjoyment life can bring.
Throughout the movie Harold and Maud, there exists an ongoing presence of coping strategies, each depicted by characters depending on how they deal with situations. Research has shown that coping strategies vary depending on age and life experience. This is noticeable when comparing the different approaches of dealing with life and death taken by the two characters Harold and Maud. In general, there exist 4 different kinds of coping strategies. These include problem solving, passive emotion regulation, proactive emotion regulation, and avoidance. In the beginning of the film, Harold is very disinterested in life and the beauty that exists within it. He disconnects himself from his environment by using avoidance techniques and is therefore unaware of how to approach life with a healthy and happy outlook. In contrast, Maud, an eccentric 79-year-old woman, copes with the reality of death by embracing life. She rejoices in the thought of life and pursues her happiness by proactively regulating her emotions. Maud seeks out the things that make her happy, deals with uneasy situations with ease, and willingly adapts to make things work in her favor. Coping strategies she has learned to use because of her life experiences. Throughout the movie, Maud pushes Harold to recognize and accept his own existence. Through Maud, Harold is taught how to become disentangled from not fully living his life and how to embrace and cope with the difficulties that may arise within it.
Throughout the movie, death is an overarching theme that we see played out in many different ways. Harold, a younger boy who enjoys attending funerals as a hobby and fakes his death multiple times throughout the movie, meets a woman named Maud, a passionate and adventure-seeking 79-year-old. Throughout the movie, Maud tries to impress upon Harold that life is an exciting adventure and one should not merely exist but truly live life. It would appear to be somewhat backwards, having the young so preoccupied with death, while the older floats along so carefree. This begs the question, when do we accept death as an end? Maud would make it seem that as long as you live life to the fullest, death should not worry us, something that she tried to instill in Harold as their friendship blossomed into a romance.
A common stereotype held about elderly individuals is that they begin to lose their memory and are assumed to have an altered cognition. Director Hal Ashby, however, debunks this stereotype with providing us with a character who has an incredibly sharp memory. Maud, being an eccentric character, may come across in what may seem like a slight delirium or manic state, but she is mostly just an odd, quirky, and free-living individual. Unfortunately, many people carry these negative ageist thoughts about people losing their minds as they age. While there are individuals who do suffer from illnesses affecting their cognition, it doesn't mean that everyone suffers from it. This movie provides us with a refreshing look at the fact that at the age of 80, people can be telling stories from their youth with little hesitation and have a very intact mental state.
We often assume older adults have more stable personality. They are less neurotic or extroverted, but more self-control and conforming to society's rule. General beliefs about older adults are they have strong internal control, increasing awareness of self-identity, and a consistent behavior pattern. However, the movie Harold and Maud debunks debunk this stereotype. In the movie, the 79-year-old Maud broke 7 laws such as stealing cars, painting the sign on the church, and drive without driving license. It is clear to tell Maud is different than other older adults. She commits suicide at age 80, which is a neurotic behavior seen by others. She is outgoing and willing to make friends with 18-years-old Howard. And she never conformed to any social rules because consistency is not really a human trait. The hidden reason behind Maud's behavior could be related to her earlier life experience. She had a serious husband and was put into concentration camp before. She thought about big issues when she was young, and when she doesn't need to defend herself anymore, she still fights for the big issue, but now in her small individual way. The movie questions about typical older adults' personality, and it is a good topic to discuss with older adults about their younger life.
In conclusion, we believe that the movie Harold and Maude does facilitate conversation with older adults about ageism. It helps debunk negative stereotypes about memory, coping, death, personality, and relationships in older adults.
And if you want to be me, be me. And if you want to be you, be you. 'Cause there's a million things to do, you know that there are. You can do what you want. The opportunities are.
Relationship. Harold and Maude come together due to an uncommon, oh my god, it's a common, come together due to common characteristics, not uncommon. Why would I say that?
However, the movie Harold and Maude did that this.
A 70.